All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday live webinar. So today, as you know, we're going to be talking about Transamerica's new product. So super thrilled for us to join and introduce their new product from Transamerica, the Final Expense Express solution. Some of you guys I've talked to about it. Some of you guys have asked me questions about it. So today, we're definitely going to dive into it with Jeremiah today. So very excited about, again, the final expense realm and what we do here. It's super critical to make sure that you guys are finding great solutions and streamlining processes, especially around this time. So we want to make sure that you guys have full access to this product. We definitely want to talk about what it looks like and how this product works. So again, Mr. Jeremiah is going to take it away for us. But again, if you have any questions or anything like that, let us know. Very, very, very excited to dive into this product. Like I said, again, it is a product that has been talked about. I've had questions about it. So I'm very excited to, join in with you guys and learn a lot more myself. And that way, obviously in the long run, we can bring some more information to you about it. So thank you, Jeremiah, and I will let you take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Brent. Appreciate the introduction. Appreciate the little warm up, getting everybody excited. Yes,
Absolutely.
we've had a ton of feedback on this. This has been out for quite some time. Actually, about 2 weeks. I say quite some time because it feels like that with just all the questions and the trainings and things like that. But we have had a phenomenal feedback in regards to this. So I'm going to share a lot of good things with you guys, and the benefit for you guys is now that we're 2 weeks into it, I've learned some things to say on the webinar that might help you as you move forward and things like that. And the first thing I want to make sure that you guys know before I even introduce myself, before I give you anything, is if you should have received emails from me to update your states with our licensing department. Now, you can do that through Eldercare. You can do that directly with Transamerica. However they want you to do that. I don't want to, just whatever way they want you to do that. I need you to do that for the sake of writing this product. Even if you've had licenses in, we need to, if they need it updated, what you need to do, there's two ways to do this. I want to be very clear. You can go out to the portal, that's secure.transamerica.com portal. You can go out there, and once you go to the home page, you can look. It'll give you a map of the U.S. and it'll highlight the states that we show you active in. Okay, that's a good way to identify what states you don't need to submit to us and what states you do need to submit to us. The other way is, again, you can either call Transamerica or get your states into Eldercare, however they want you to do that, and then they can get them into our team and identify what states are needed and those types of things. But the thing is, when I show you where to get out to the secure portal and then get into the FE Express Solutions tab, if we don't have your states on file, they're not going to pop up in the drop down for you to select to write the product. So I need you to do that first and foremost. That's the most important thing to get across to you guys to even be able to access and write the product, is to
So,
make sure that we have those states out there for you guys.
and just to answer that question, so for you guys, it's just a call or email, and we get those states added on for you.
Awesome. Yep, that's perfect. So do that. Make sure we get that information in, because if we haven't heard from you or Eldercare on the states that you've added or anything, then we don't have those on file. And that's going to be a problem when you go to write. So that's one big thing that we've noticed getting this thing kicked off. Because it's on a different platform, we need to have those states updated. So good stuff there from Brent on how to do that. So make sure after this call you get with your teams there and make sure you get those updated. So with that, I know you guys have a question box. Please type into that. I'm monitoring that. I know your team there at Eldercare is monitoring that as well. I don't think you can come off mute here. So just type in those questions in the box and we'll get to them at the end of this presentation. Or if I see them come through and it relates to what we're talking about, I'll share the answers there. I know I've been on before, but for some of you that may have not been on with me on those calls, I want to reintroduce myself. So my name is Jeremiah Tacker. I'm the regional VP for what's called the Heartland region. But again, for you guys, I am basically your national VP. So anywhere you are, if you're under the Eldercare team, me and my team would help support you. I've been in the industry for 17 years. I've done a little bit of everything, right? Being a part of Transamerica, ironically, to start my career, I went into personal sales for a while. I actually trained, recruited, and built an agency and ran that for about 5 years. It was an independent agency where we did a lot of different products, specifically revolving around these simplified issue final expense products. And then, ironically, here back with Transamerica. So that's kind of my background. And to top the off, the cherry on top, I want to share some contact information with you guys. This is my contact information right here. Turn my attacker. That's my personal cell phone. So you can call or text me there if you have questions. It's also my office email. I know you have your teams there, so I definitely want to make sure that those are your main focus on who you contact as far as reaching out for questions, but I want to make sure you have secondary contacts as well, which never hurt anybody, right? And then because I travel and do a lot of webinars and things like that, I don't always have my stuff in front of me, not always available, can't always assist in those things. So I do have two teammates that work with me. Their names are James Wheatley and Jason Gilstrap. They are internal wholesalers. All that means is they're in the office, don't travel, don't do webinars, they're there for your support. And that's their direct phone lines, office phone lines, and direct office emails. Then lastly, if you can't get a hold of the three of us or anyone at Eldercare, you can reach out to the 866 number. All that is it's these two folks as internal wholesalers plus 11 other people that are on the internal wholesaler desk. And once you call in, it's a queue, and the first person that becomes available will be able to pick up the telephone and answer your question. So that's a little bit of contact information for you. So let's get into the product, because we will take the next at least 40 minutes or so on this. There's a lot to get through. And the big thing, I like to say, I showed a picture of our leader, Will Fuller, CEO. Like to just promote them a lot because our leadership is a big reason why we're able to do some of the things I'm going to show you today that we've never done before. And the other big thing I like to show this screen for, guys, is 47 billion in claims paid. That's a huge number, right? Now that includes life, retirement, annuity claims, but that's a huge number as far as the claims that we've paid. That's more than some companies have in business altogether, right? And we've paid that out in claims. So that when you're working with Transamerica, you have a leadership team, you have a support tool, you have your support team there, and you have a company that's going to take care of your clients, right? And that's the biggest thing we want to get across today for you guys. So the big question, how do you choose a final expense carrier? You see all these things popping up, okay? We're going to talk about a lot of them in great detail today, but I'm going to run over them real quick. Day one coverage underwriting rules. We're giving you I'm going to give you some niches. I'm going to give you some things where we're better than other carriers that you can turn to us for. And I'm going to give you some things that maybe we fit along the same lines as other carriers, or you can look at Transamerica. Because we understand, right? I know from being out in the field and being here that we've ironically been a carrier where agents, let's say, let me rewind that. Before 2019, I will say we are a carrier that agents turn to first, right? Since then, I think we've had a little bit of ups and downs where I think we turn to a carrier where we are a carrier that you come to after you've been declined by someone else, okay? And that's just being transparent, right? That's knowing the business and knowing what you guys are doing, right? So we want to revert back to where we want to be your primary carrier, where you're turning to Transamerica first, and then reverting to other carriers if you get declined by us. So I'm going to show you plenty of options where you can fit clients in with 5 niches. I'm going to show you some areas where multiple conditions can fit into our product, maybe better than others, and then show you where we fit with other carriers that maybe you can look at us first, and with our rates and things that might be a better option for you and your clients. Their big thing is instant decision, guys. This is a new thing for Transamerica. We've never had an instant decision product, right? And now we have one. This product is a product you're going to be able to write in 10 minutes, and you'll have an instant decision within about 5 to 7 minutes. And I'm going to walk through that process later. Rates, amongst all these things you see on the screen, the rates aren't changing much. Okay, so 55 and over, rates are going to be about $1 or $2 more expensive than what they are now, which still puts us at the top rate or top in the top two. Okay, maybe following shortly behind, maybe another carrier. 54 and under, we're going to increase about $5 to $7 in premium, but still that puts us in the top three and never outside the top four. Okay, I'm going to skip over the next one because we made some changes to that. I need to actually delete that from the slide. We're still paying on draft for you guys, so the client will have to the draft date will have to occur. The draft will have to come through before we pay, and that's how we've always paid, and we're going to stick with paying on draft. Again, that's just for our protection and Eldercare's protection, really. We don't want to. We know there's fraud out there. Not saying that you guys are part of that, but there's fraud out there, and paying on approval can escalate that. So we're gonna pay on draft still with this product. Commissions. I will tell you guys, commissions are increasing for this product. For the select rate class, the commissions are going to increase about 15%. And the commissions on the graded product are going to increase about 20%. Okay, so it's going to put us probably top commission payout for the final expense. Credit and debit cards. Credit and debit cards, we will accept. Again, they're paid as earned, so there is no advance for those of you that are on advance. There's no advance on those. They're paid as earned, but I know that credit and debit cards are kind of a naughty word in the insurance industry. We don't normally accept those, right? Because of the different things, fraud, there's expiration dates, there's things that just cause a lot of issues. I will tell you, however, it is a little bit safer with our system to use the credit and debit card if that's your only way the client will pay. And the reason I say that is because the system that we utilize now through the portal that we're doing our new final FE Express solution app for, they have the technology now that if there's fraud on the card and it's replaced, or if there's an expiration date and it expires and a new card is given to them, it will automatically update that information. Don't ask me how. I'm not the tech wizard. I just was told that's the way it is, and we've had good turnout on that. Not many reflective type of opportunities to see where that's going to work best. We've had a few where it's actually worked very well in getting that information updated. We do have customized upsell option. I'll show you that later. Higher face amounts we're going to talk about here in a second when we run through the product. New business customer service. I've showed you guys our new business teams. I've shown you guys those updated teams, those teams that are directed for you that help with that service. Hopefully that's been going well for you. Ease of doing business. This is going to be a product to do that. Brand strength. You guys know Transamerica's brand strength. I don't have to elaborate on that anymore than you guys already know. Signature process is another uptick that Transamerica's never done before, right? We still have the email, but now we have a text to sign option as well. So that's huge. It's something we've never had before. So, and I'll go over that process here in a little bit. Social Security billing. So we still do have true Social Security billing. This is not the Direct Express card does not fall into the credit and debit cards. We still advance on that. And we still have true Social Security billing on that. And then issue ages. I'll talk about those here in a minute. So let's dive into really the product, right? Well, competitive features first, right? So competitive features for this. Again, I said it's a 10-minute application. You're going to have an instant decision about 5 to 7 minutes through that process, and then you'll finish the whole application in 10 minutes. I talked about convenient payment options, the opportunity to upsell. We're going to discuss here in a little bit. The increased commissions that I've talked about, and then the final piece to this competitive features is we do have the Everest funeral planning rider on there. So for those of you that might have dealt with Everest before in the past, that is a funeral concierge planning service. So what it does is two different things. For your insured, it's going to help them with, will preparation or healthcare directives or, just kind of setting the stages for their funeral if they'd like to up front. And then the other side of it, it helps the beneficiaries. So it helps them with, planning the funeral, cost options, those types of things, during those difficult times, right? So it helps on those things as well. And the last item, which I think is the biggest item of them all, is the fact that if you have the Everest on there, which it's automatically added with no additional premium, right? You can deselect it, but if you have it on there, we expedite the death claim process. So up to $25,000 of the death benefit will be paid out within 3 business days. Okay, so that's the expedited death benefit process, because we know that the funeral is not going to wait. You know, things aren't going to wait to be paid. You need to pay those, and sometimes you don't have the money, and that's what that money is used for. So if you have Everest, we do expedite the up to 25,000 we paid out within 3 business days, and if there's any remainder of that, then that'll be paid out after the whole death claim has been processed. All right, so the products, right? We still have our immediate solution product, right? So the previous final expense is still available for you to write. This product is called the FE Express solution. Okay, and we have the select and we have the graded risk classes. Okay, select issue ages are 18 to 85. Okay, graded is 18 to 80. Minimum on both is 5,000. The big thing from our select risk class is the face amounts. So 18 to 75, you can get up to $50,000 in coverage. Okay, no other company is doing that. I know that right now. Every other company starts tearing down about age 50. Sometimes age 40, they start tearing down the max amount that you can get. We're allowing 50,000 up to age 75, and then 25,000, 76 to 85. Okay, and then the graded. Graded is all ages up to 25,000 face amount. And I will tell you guys just a little insight that if your client has 50, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 in coverage on the immediate solution, guess what they can do? They can write this product for an additional up to 50,000 or 25,000, whenever they fit it. So potentially, if you have a client with 50,000 on immediate solution and they're within 18 to 75, you could write them another 50,000 on the FE Express. They could have a total of $100,000 in final expense coverage, which is huge, because I hear that all the time. Like a lot of agents will transition to our lifetime whole life because they can get more coverage, you know, from a whole life perspective. But now that you can get 100,000, maybe potentially 100,000, and even for those of you that have clients that don't have the immediate solution, don't have any final expense, you could write literally both products on them at the same time for 100,000, 100 or 50,000 each, and we would approve it. Okay, so you can do that. Right now, we have an option that you can get potentially up to $100,000 on your clients. Okay, so that's an option for you guys. I did see a question come through. You're saying when the debit card has to change to fraud, the new card number is automatically sent to you for continued payments. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So on a credit and debit card, if there's fraud and they replace the card with a new number, or there's an expiration and the card expires and it's resent to them with a new expiration date, yes, our system will automatically update. Again, don't ask me how, but it does. So I want to clarify that. I saw we had a question come through. Just continuing on the product a little bit, the death benefit payout for the graded is still return of premium plus 10%. Right, if you get to the select for the riders here on the 2 products, or on the 2 products, but the 2 rate classes, for the select, you have the accelerated death benefit rider and the accelerated death benefit rider with nursing home benefit, along with the Everest concierge planning rider. On the graded, you only have the Everest rider on there. And then states. So we are in all states except for Pennsylvania, New York, and California, I think, which are pretty much the ones that are going to matter to you guys. And I will tell you, probably Pennsylvania, they are filed. Pennsylvania will probably be first. California, maybe a little bit of time after. And then by the time me and Brent and Eldercare have long moved on, probably New York will be available to you guys. So New York just takes a very long time, but it's filed there. We'll see what happens. But we'll let you guys know when those states are updated.
They're definitely on their own time.
They really are on their own time. To underwrite, guys. So to underwrite, we made it super easy, right? If all medical conditions and height and weight are all select, guess what? You're more than likely going to get select. Super easy, right? If you have one graded medical condition thrown in there, whether that's, you know, medical condition or height and weight, your client's most likely going to get graded. And then if you got one declined in there, it's more likely going to be declined. Very simple, guys. If you're looking at, let's say, this chart, and the client has congestive heart failure and COPD, and they're both select, guess what? Select options. The client's getting select. If they have congestive heart failure, COPD, and they use a defibrillator, guess what? They got a decline. They're probably going to be declined. And if they got congestive heart failure, COPD, and cirrhosis, probably going to be graded. Just due to that one graded. Very simple to underwrite. We're not making this complicated for you guys at all. And what I want to tell you guys from this is our single condition decision chart. Okay. So we're looking at the single conditions. You have congestive heart failure. These are the 5 niches for you guys. Okay. So I want to point this out. These are 5 single conditions that are going to be available for you guys to have that select day 1 rating. The congestive heart failure, if they've ever had it, that could have been yesterday. That could have been 10 years ago. Select. Okay. COPD, including emphysema and chronic bronchitis, if they've ever had it. Again, could be yesterday, could have been 10 years ago. Select. Sleep apnea, ever, is select. That's number 3. We go into number 4. We got diabetic coma and diabetes with insulin, peripheral vascular disease, neuropathy, retinopathy, or kidney disease. Okay, within 2 years, it is select. Heart attack and heart disease, within 12 months, select. So those are the 5 niches for Transamerica regarding like single conditions. Okay, those are single medical conditions. Those are the 5 niches. Now, when we get into things like multiple conditions, where do we fit? Well, when you're looking at this, we have COPD, we have diabetes with neuropathy, we have multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's disease. Okay, this client right here would get day 1 select coverage. And it just goes to show you guys, if you're looking at the medical conditions and you're aware of these medical conditions, do any of these conditions listed on the screen affect one or the other? No. COPD is oxygen. Diabetes is, like sugar intake and things like that. Multiple sclerosis, I think that's muscle issues, right? Parkinson's is with the brain. None of these have any dealings with each other. None of these affect. Diabetes doesn't affect COPD. So that's where we get into the multiple conditions. If they have no effect on each other, then we can give you select. I have a couple of questions. Can this product be offered to an association as a group with no medical exclusion? That would be in the group side of things, Linus. So that's not something I do. I work on the individual side. But if you have questions on that, I don't know if Brent and their team have access to our group, but I would reach out to them to see if they, if you guys have access to that. If you do, I can get you information on that, all those things. So
we do not.
Okay. So that would be an answer to your question. So maybe you want to work with Eldercare to see, what you guys can do from there.
Absolutely. Be more than willing to have a conversation with you.
Awesome. And then we had one, Connie, should we automatically place him on graded or use select first? Well, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to put that question, I'm going to table it because I'm going to show you guys a little pre-qualification tool that we have that I think is going to be the best underwriting tool that you guys are going to use, right? So let's move here. We're going to go into this fella here. We got diabetes with neuropathy. We have lupus. We have emphysema. This client, day 1 coverage. Again, they don't have any effect on each other. Now we have congestive heart failure with Parkinson's, with depression, with Crohn's disease. Again, day 1 coverage. Okay, again, none of those affect each other. Now here's where we get into one like congestive heart failure with diabetes. So if you guys know, diabetes does have some effect on the heart, right? And so when you get into that, it's actually graded. And then you have this person who has kidney failure and congestive heart failure. Again, kidney failure, kidney and liver failure, we're not. Kidney and liver disease, we're okay with, but kidney and liver failure are not, and we're not big on. It's going to be graded, but when you put it into another failure of another, like heart or anything like that, you're going to find it's going to be declined. Now here's kind of some comorbids. So these are things that guys that are affecting each other, right? So those were medical conditions that don't have any effect on each other. These are comorbidities, right? These are medical conditions that have an issue with each other. So when you have liver failure, it's graded. Kidney liver failure is going to be graded. When you add diabetes to that, it's still going to be graded, which is nice. But when you add hepatitis to that, it's going to push it to a decline. Okay, CHF, we talked about that. That's a single condition where we can get select. But when you add COPD to that, it moves to graded. Okay, when you add diabetes to all that, it puts it to a decline. And then if you had kidney failure or dialysis, again, decline with that CHF. We used to be day one on oxygen. We're not now within 12 months. It's actually graded. But when you add COP to that, we're still giving you graded. I know some carriers may push that to a decline, but we're still giving you graded on that. When you add CHF to the oxygen, it's a decline. When you add stroke, it's a decline, and tobacco use, it's a decline. And then now I mentioned diabetes with all those complications, right? That's select day one. But if you add diabetes and all those complications to CHF, with CHF, it's graded. Okay, and you had kidney failure there, it's a decline. Again, we're not big on kidney failure with other complications. Payment options, when we go direct savings account, first day of the month, when we draft, it's going to be paid out 24 to 40 hours later. Same with direct express Social Security billing. Third Wednesday of the month, when we draft that, commissions will be paid out 24 to 40 hours later. And then you got credit and debit card. I told you when we draft, it's going to be paid out as earned. There is no advance on that. So now the digital experience. So we're going to walk through the process of the application, which is awesome. You guys are going to love this. This is the best feedback that we get regarding this is the application process, how smooth and easy it is. So as you guys know, you need to go out to secure.transamerica.com, right? You should have received plenty of emails from me, your teams. This is our new portal. It's a one-stop shop with all these tabs in it to make sure you have access to everything that you need. Again, secure.transamerica.com. When you go there, you're not going to this iGo app. That's for our other final expense, term, IUL, lifetime whole life. That's where those products are. You want to go to the Transamerica FE Express solution. Okay, this is the tab that's going to house everything that you need to write this product. Okay, when you click on that, here's what I was talking about earlier. Okay, when you click on that tab for the Transamerica FE Express solution, you can get a quote for the client, and you can pre-qualify them, and you can go ahead and write the new application, all from that tab. And the pre-qualification tool, guys, if you want me to tell you the order of underwriting processes that I would go with, is I would say this pre-qualification tool, again, as long as your client's being truthful and answering the questions truthfully, it's 97% accurate on the actual quote you're going to receive when you do the actual application. So that's the best way to pre-qualify your clients. Second best way, I would say to utilize the underwriting guide. Okay, utilize that underwriting guide, go through the selects, make sure all of them are select, or if you have a graded in there, you know where they go, or a decline, you know where they go. And then I'm going to give you a number later on in this where you can call for risk assessment on this product. Okay, but the pre-qualification tool is going to be the best. Got a couple of questions that come through. Are meds considered drugs? We don't look at medications when underwriting. We're looking at medical conditions. So we're looking at what that medication is used for when we underwrite. I hope that makes sense. I know that's maybe different than other carriers, but that's how we're looking at things. I thought they do stacking for solutions, but not for FE Express. We are stacking, but The thing with the stacking is that if they're not comorbidity type of conditions, we're not weighing them against each other like we did on the immediate solution. So that's the difference. Yes, we're putting all the medical conditions out there, but on the immediate solution, we were stacking them all against each other, whether they were marijuana and COPD or marijuana and heart disease. Those were we were combining those and doing the underwriting from there. Now we're not. It's marijuana use and heart disease, two different things. We're underwriting them separately, but we do have to still take all the medical conditions, right? And please, can we have the slides of this presentation? You bet. I'm going to send these over to Brett and team along with some other information after this is over, and they can filter those out to you guys for sure. I think I got to all those questions. So we've seen this. So now we're going to go into it, right? Oops. Pre-qualification, again, height and weight, if you're diagnosed with any of these medical conditions, you check them off. You have some more questions here. And it's like 10 or 12 questions is all you're doing for the pre-qual. And you're hitting down here, check eligibility. When you do that, it's popping up with this. It's going to tell you on the screen what your estimated risk class is. Also will include what riders are available so that you know if the rider is available in your state. That way you can offer it to them, right? There's nothing worse than offering a rider on the product and it's not available in your state, right? Doesn't make it look very good. So we put that out there. We made sure the riders are there and that they will say if they're available or not, depending on the state that you're riding in, okay? And you can continue to quote. Okay, you can do this if you want, quote, or you can just hit start application, or you can quote and do the start application. But quote's pretty easy. Then we hit start application. Now we have in-person or virtual. I don't know what majority of you write. Brent, do you have any feedback on, is your team more in person? Is your team more virtual?
A lot more virtual now. You will have a lot of guys that, are still looking to get back into, setting appointments and things like that, but a lot of virtual since COVID.
So I will tell you guys, I don't think one's easier than the other, but I will tell you the virtual does have a two-step process for your clients to be able to sign the application. Just simple two-step process is it. So it's easy, but the in-person is super simple. And I'm going to walk through that right now. So if you select in-person, you're going to get their personal information here. You're going to start the app. Then you continue with that. So you save that personal information. Now you go into the health information, then the lifestyle information, and then you're done. That's it. That's how slick it is. That's how fast it is, guys. And then you prepare to hand off to the applicant. Now, I know you're not going to do this, and I wouldn't do this. I'm never handing my computer to an applicant. I'm reading through these questions to them aloud, and they're agreeing to them. And then I select agree for them, and I hit continue. Okay, that's what I'm doing because I'm not putting it in the hands of my client, right? Just going to end up me on the other side doing it for them anyway. So why am I not just doing it? Okay, then I hit continue. Now you're verifying this information. Is this your name, your mailing address, it's your email, you confirm, next. And now you sign. So now all you're doing, you don't have to click into these PDFs. All you're doing is selecting the boxes to agree to them, making sure the Everest rider is checked. Then again, you're reading this statement to the client, checking if it's true. And then again, you can click to add their signature. Again, it's not they're not signing, they're just clicking to add. So you could then turn your computer around or turn your screen around, just tell them to tap to add the signature, or click your mouse to add the signature if you want, or you can do it for them. And then save signature. Okay, pops up on the screen. Now you sign as the agent. You look over this information, you hit continue. There's the agent statement. You agree to everything, you click to sign, and you save signature and submit. When you do this, now it's going to spin for about 30 seconds. It's going to run the MIB, the script check, everything. About 30 seconds, going to pop up with, boom, this. Congratulations, Richard, you're approved. And what it's going to do is you're approved for the amount that you put in to the application, right? But it's going to tell you what they're eligible for. So here, the client, we wrote it for $25,000, but the client is eligible for $50,000 in coverage. Okay, now you click finalize coverage. You again go down and click continue. And now you get here. Oh, got somebody coming through. I don't know if they're trying to tell me. Maybe that's feedback from me. Now you get here. So now you're finalizing the coverage. Okay, and here's where you have a chance to upsell. So, and they're automatically approved for this, guys. So there's no additional signatures needed on this portion right here. They're automatically approved. So whatever they choose, they're automatically good. Now this comes into play if you're able to be good enough to just upsell without anything, right? And just be able to say, well, it's 25,000 really enough? Maybe we should, you're eligible for 50. Why don't we look what 40,000 is or what 50,000 is and see if you can afford that and fit that in your budget? That's a nice way to easily upsell. Or if you got clients that maybe you put in as graded, but they got select, right? Now their premium's less. Maybe they can afford a little bit more, right? Or vice versa. Maybe you put in as select, but they got graded. Now you need to reduce the face amount because they can't afford that much. So those are all there for you guys to be able to do that, right? And then once you do that, you choose a face amount, then you can opt in for automatic premium loans or decline it, and then you confirm the coverage. Now, after all that's been done, we've run the background, they're approved, we've got the amount they want. Now we're adding the beneficiaries. Okay, now you go into the payment options. They want to pay monthly or annually. They want to pay immediately, schedule a payment, Social Security, use Social Security billing. And then you put in the banking information. All this is done after they're approved. So you can tell them, Mr. and Mrs. Client, you're approved. Now let's get your beneficiaries added. Let's add your banking information so the company can draft the premium. We can get this policy enforced, right? That's an easy way to transition into getting that banking information. Instead of like we had before where it was, hey, can I get your bank information? Well, for what? I'm not even approved yet. Then it's hard to combat that. But now they're approved. They're ready to go with this coverage. So you do that. You say the banking information. Now you do have to sign again to complete the whole application. But again, it's a very easy signature. Agent starts first. Just a disclosure. Tap to sign. Right? And then, the agent and client sign. It's going to be agent and client sign there. And then you finalize and review everything. Review the coverage details, beneficiaries, payment schedule, billing information. And then you read this to them. You can say, Mr. Richard or Mr. Jacoby, however you want to address them. We're going to charge your card ending in 4242 on the second Wednesday of the month for the amount of this, starting on this date for this coverage. Is that correct? Great. Sign and pay. Boom. You are done. That policy is submitted. And now you let them know it is policies binding pending the first payment. So if they future dated it, they are covered, remember, because we have authorization to draft. So if they pass away during that time and it gets to the date and we draft, then we will draft for the first premium and then pay out the death benefit, right? Okay. And then you talk to them about that. No further steps are required. But when that first premium comes through, then we will send you an email that the coverage is successful. Right? And if the payment is initially done, it may take up to 5 business days for the first payment to be initiated. So you let them know that information. Then you're done. Guys, that is it. That's the application with the in-person signature. So that's the way the virtual process works as well, except for the signature is a little bit different. So I'm going to walk through that real quick. So here's what you get. When you get to the piece where we're going to do the signature process, you can either email or text to sign. You click text message. What the client sees is this. They're going to pop up with a text message. You've agreed to receive this message to verify your identity and complete the application with Transamerica Life Insurance Company. Right? They open that text message. They get this. Okay, then they click on that link. Okay, that link takes them into this. They need to put their email in. They never have to access their email, so we don't have to worry about getting them into their email. It's just putting their email in. Right, so all it is. And I know 90% of American adults have a smartphone.
You guys thought about everything, didn't you?
We did, man. We did.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But guess what? Guess what, Brent? When the client has a smartphone, what do they have to get a smartphone? They have to have an email address, right?
Email, yeah.
They have to have an email to have a smartphone. You cannot get a smartphone without an email address. And 90% of Americans, adult Americans, have a smartphone. And guess what? If you're virtual, it's easy for them to find. Hey, Brent, I know I'm on the phone with you. Go on your phone, go to settings, open that up, top of the page. That's your email. Boom, right there. It's super easy for them to find their email to give it to you and to
Absolutely.
put that in. So, Brent, go ahead and put that email in that you see on your phone screen right there. Okay, then create a password. Okay, create a password. We need a lowercase, we need uppercase, we need a number, and we need a special character. Right? It needs to be 10 characters in length. Pretty simple. Okay, that's step one. Hit continue. Step two is even easier. We need their date of birth and last four of their social. I'm guaranteeing you every client that you run into knows those two things. If not, they probably got dementia. I feel sorry for them, and maybe you shouldn't be. I don't even know if they're going to would be eligible for this product if they have that. So if they don't have that, they should know those two things. Okay, that's it. Those are the two steps. Now they're just, again, doing what you did in the in-person. They're just clicking the boxes, saying they agree, and then clicking or tapping their phone to sign. And then once they do that, it comes up like that, and they save their signature. Then it comes back to you, and you go through the signature process. Okay, very simple deal when doing that signature process. Just a little two-step addition to that. I did have a couple of questions come through before I finish up today. Does the premium increase every 5 years, and how much? No, the premium stays level on this product through the lifetime of the product. So there is no increase on this. One says, wait, I missed that. Coverage starts when the first premium is made, not upon approval. Of course, right? Yes. So coverage starts when that premium is made. So if it's future dated, it won't start until that future date, right? But again, that gray area is there that if we would draft in that future date and they passed away during that time, then if the premium's drafted successfully, then we pay out the death benefit, right? So that's how that kind of works. So let's finish up here. I got a couple of things I want to go over with you guys. A couple of best practices. So right now, yes, Transamerica's made this a little difficult and a little extra work on your end to start things off. I'm going to be transparent about that because right now, these three things apply. When you're taking payment, the billing zip code on the card or bank account must match the mailing or physical address on the application, which entails we cannot do third-party payers right now for the initial payment, right? And when you're initially writing the application, the owner, insured, and payer must be the same person. Now, all these things can be changed after it's issued. After we draft the first payment and the policy is actually issued, then you can change those things, right? You can change the owner, you can change the insured, you can change the payer, right? So, and that's going to this customer portal. I'm going to show you guys how easy that customer portal is. Again, the clients can call us, you can call us, make the changes, you can submit forms, you can go to the customer portal and do it yourself. I'm going to show you that customer portal here in a minute. But after issue, yes, you can do that. So I've had two examples already come to me that said, obviously the obvious one, the husband wants to own the wife's policy. I get it. So initially, just put the wife as the owner of the insured and payer. And then once it's issued, go to the customer portal and make the wife the owner. Okay, super simple. Or the husband the owner. Third-party payer. I've had this one come up to me as well. My daughter wants to pay for my client's policy. That's awesome. Okay, have the mother pay for the initial premium. Well, she doesn't have the funds. Okay, well, I mean, we have things like give her cash, put the money into her account, take her to the bank, put the money into the account so it can draft the first premium. Then once it's issued, then we can make the daughter the payer. So yes, there is a little bit of work on the agent's side. This is only going to last for about 30 to 60 business days, guys. Okay, about 1 to 2 months. And then we're changing this to where you're going to be able to, none of these will be this way, right? You'll be able to do whatever you want from a billing zip code, from a third-party payer, from an owner, insured, and payer. Okay, you'll be able to do any of those. But 30 to 60 days to stick with us and make sure you just know there's going to be a little extra work on that end. I told you for like another underwriting example, the last one that I would use, again, I would use the pre-qual, then I would do field underwriting on your own. And then for anything, including underwriting, but anything beyond pre-issue or product questions. So pre-issue and product questions, you're going to contact me and my team at the information I gave you earlier. But once you submit that application to Transamerica and it's issued, you want to contact this 800 number for only the FE Express. This is only for the FE Express. It's 800-453-1448. That's the number you want to call. For anything after you've written the policy and you're done with that appointment, that you need to contact that number. Again, I just want to remind you guys, we're going to the Montage Deer Valley Resort in Park City, Utah in June of next year. Qualification ends in December. So make sure you're qualifying with us, $100,000 in premium to get there. We'd love to see you there. I want to bring up this piece. Nope, not this.
I thought you were going to say you want to bring me with you.
Oh, I'd love to bring you all with me, of course. Love to have any of you guys down there for sure.
That's a really nice place, though.
What's that?
That's a really nice place.
I've never been there, but it looks beautiful. So
Yeah,
I cannot
really
wait.
nice.
I cannot wait to get there.
And a good product to get you there.
I think this definitely could get you there very easily. I will share. I want to share this with you guys. I will share this with Brent and the team. This is we don't have a paper app with this, right? It's all e-app, but we did have somebody create a paper app for us so that we could run through the questions. These are the exact questions you're going to get on the e-app. And it's going to tell you if they answer yes to any of these questions, it's a decline. Okay? And yes to any of these, they're decline. Yes to any of these, it's a decline. Okay, so we give you all the decline questions. Then we go through, part C, part D, telling you part D, this question, within 2 years of decline, after 2 years of select. We go through each question that you're going to see on the application and tell you what it's going to be, the select, graded, or decline, and how they answer. Okay, so it's a very nice cheat sheet that I'm going to send out to you guys that you can have and use when going through the e-app so that you know what you're going to get on this. The last thing I want to show you guys, actually two more things. I want to take you out to, where is it at? Here. So this is, if I go back here, I wanted to share this with you guys. Go back here. One more, I think. Right here. If you go ahead and scan this QR code, it's going to take you to the website that I have. So I'll leave this here for a second. So you can scan this QR code if you'd like to. I think I've given everybody enough time to do that. And if you go, I'm going to get to where I was. If you scan that, you're going onto this web portal. Okay, this is learning all about our FE Express product. But what I want to take you to, if you scroll down about halfway through, you'll see training resources. If you go to brokerage TAN and select that, this is a course on our product. You can start the course. It's going to take you through the FE Express solution. It's going to take you through the digital experience, even giving you access to a self-driven sandbox that you can use to practice the e-app on, along with additional resources that I know you'll want to check out. So this is a course on the introduction, the highlights and features, billings and payments, products and underwriting, and who is Everest. Right? Then he walks through all the digital experience for you. So this is a step-by-step course that you can utilize out here to learn all about this.
Next level.
So, yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. And then the last thing, I just want to show you quickly our customer portal. So when you send your clients out to this customer portal, I want you to see what kind of access they're getting and how easy this is for them to utilize. So one, they have access to getting their copy of their policy. They can update the beneficiaries. They can manage their accounts. That means they can update contact information, payment details, and they can contact their customer service team. So when they log in, they're going to see this. They're going to see all their policy information up here in the top left, the agent information in the top right, and a nice overview, right? Gives them all the policy information. And their billing information tells them the premium, when it's drafting, and gives them when it's going to auto draft, and then they can manage that. So they can change that. When they click on beneficiaries, again, they can allocate this however they want, right? And they can update those. When they go to billing, They can see their payment details, what card they're using, when it's going to draft. They can see every transaction history that we have, when it was drafted, and if their payments are up to date. They click on documents. Again, they can get a copy of their policy. And again, all the documents that they did on when they did the text to sign are out here. And then any other correspondence we put out here as well that's sent to them. And then lastly, they can use this right down here to call customer service.
Very
Okay.
user friendly.
Yes. So that is what I have for you guys. Is there any other questions? I'm just looking out here on the question chat. I see a couple came through. Do they receive the terminal illness benefits? No, we don't have living benefits on this product. But yeah, they have the accelerated death benefit rider, all those things. May I get that code emailed also? My Safari couldn't open it. That's fine. Yep. When I email out the presentation, you'll get that slide, and then you can scan the code from there. That's all I see for questions coming in. I do want to thank you, Brett, and your team for allowing me to come on today. I do appreciate that. I hope this information was useful for you guys. It's beneficial. It's going to help you, see what we're doing at Transamerica here to make it easier for you guys and your clients to do business with us. So if you do have questions, again, reach out to Eldercare, reach out to me and my team. We want to help you get on that trip. We want to help you do more business with Transamerica. And I'll kind of close it out for mine, and I'll let Brent, you take it over and go from there. But I do appreciate you guys being on, taking time out of your day. And I do wish you a blessed week and a blessed day. So thank you guys again.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jeremiah. Really appreciate it, man. Just basically looking at what he's presented, what we've talked about. Again, I see a lot of you guys on, we've talked about it. Before I even truly knew a bunch about the product, my mindset's always, are they listening to the agents and what they're requesting? And everything that I've looked at, I mean, it's easy. You're taking a lot of clients that maybe you get denied elsewhere. $50,000 in coverage. I just had a conversation maybe 2 weeks ago about, why are we not raising it from that 30,000 level? And I mean, that's just simple. It's ease of process. It's ease of, your client having the ability to go in and monitor everything that's going on, make changes, see where they've been billed, see what they signed for. And then I would definitely say my favorite part of all of it, true sales boy here, is the ability to upsell and saying, listen, man, you qualify for, up to 50,000, right? And giving them the ability to see right then and there exactly what their quote's going to be, how much they're going to be, what's offered to them, all those different things. So before I go deep in and run through all that, which I'll talk to all you guys, I'm sure we'll have all that good stuff. But again, the biggest thing is, did they listen to the agent? And in my opinion, far beyond listening to what you guys are looking for. So again, being able to streamline this process and being able to streamline what you have here should definitely help you guys out when it comes to pre-AEP, post-AEP, during AEP, the whole nine, right? So we'll definitely dig into this product. You guys, we'll talk to you soon. Again, Jeremiah, thank you. And I really appreciate it.
You bet, guys. Have a good one.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
You guys enjoy.